Good afternoon, friends. Today's video is about the fundamental movements. As we already discussed the fundamental movements and its classification, today I am going to discuss further on the category of angular movements. Before proceeding to understand the different angular movements, let's understand the body positions. The front side of the body is recognized as the anterior, means the front side, or it is also recognized as the anterior position of the body. The sideways or side view of the body is recognized as a lateral view or lateral body position. The back side or rear side of the body is recognized as a posterior or posterior position of the body. These terms are very important and it is used very frequently to recognize, diagnose and discuss any movement and its related plus and minus sides. Now we are going to discuss about the angular movements. Angular movements, under this category we are going to study those movements which forms a certain angle at a certain joint. Means either this movement increases the angle at a respective joint or decreases the angle at that respective joint. So according to the nature of movement, again these movements are recognized with the different names. Here we can say certain names like a flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, dorsiflexion, plantarflexion, etc. So these movements only we are going to discuss further in this video. So let's understand what is a flexion and what is extension, what is a hyperflexion and what is hyperextension is. So the first term which we are going to discuss is flexion. What does mean by flexion? Flexion is the movement which reduces the angle at respective joint and two segments of the body come closer to each other. In shown picture, we can see the flexion is shown at elbow, shoulder and knee joint. Beyond that, it also takes place at the neck joint, trunk and the hip joint. Bicep curl, leg curl, neck tuck in, forward bending, leg raises. These are few typical example of flexion. Now let's understand what is extension is. Extension is a counteraction to the flexion, as flexion reduces the angle at the joint, whereas extension increases the angle at the joint. And while doing this, the two segments of the body goes away from each other. This is the simple definition of extension. And what is a hyperextension and hyperflexion is when the full extension or full flexion appears. After that, the continuation in the flexion or continuation in the extension take place. It is called the hyper side of extension or flexion. Now you can write in comment box which movements fall under the flexion and extension from the sports. So for example, I can say underarm pass in volleyball, football forward kick in football. So likewise, you can find out the different examples and just write down in comment box so that we can have more interaction and we can write more content on this video. Thank you very much. If you like this video, do share with your friends and don't forget to mention in comment box what you like and even though you write your own suggestions. Thank you so much.